is everybody today? Good, I hope. I know it's been a while, but I miss all of you. Been having a couple of family problems, but hopefully one of them turned out great so everything else will fall into place. Hey, listen, you know what's coming up? Yeah, good old St. Patty's Day. Hey, all of you that are going out and drinking, please have a designated driver. It's a tough day. It's a fun day. But you all need a designated driver. So, other than that, I have, shall we say, a lot to talk about, and yet I can't think of a thing this morning. I really can't. But something will come to me. I miss everybody. Shannon, how are you and your children? And everyone else, how are you? Oh, it's a wonderful, wonderful time of the year. Ah, terrible tornadoes. Yes, lots of people gone, but not forgotten. Up here, the weather's been more than beautiful, and that's a little scary, because you gotta wonder what's coming. But hopefully, it means that things are getting better. If everybody puts a positive slant on it, nothing will happen, and life will go on even nicer than it was. Although I have to say, I do like a little snow at Christmas. Not the oodles and oodles, the people to get hurt, but I do like white Christmases. Let's see. Topics of conversation. Oh, I could think of a million, but I can't think of one that might entice everybody. On the other hand, as usual, um, eating. That's one of my favorite topics. You know that. This is a time of the year for people to decide how you want to look for the summer. Oh, yeah. Either large, very large, extra large, or huge. No, 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 I'm kidding. No. Let's try medium, small, smaller, and size zero. That always sounds good, I guess. Although I have to say, medium sounds pretty good because people look good at medium. They actually do. I mean, I say medium, I say 14, 12, in there. Nice medium. Nice, nice medium. Okay, it's time for our salads. Good old salads. You know, the lettuce and tomato kind, not to fill it up with all kinds of other stuff. But there's a great little salad that I love in the summer. It's got corn and string beans. Oh, by the way, you don't heat them or cook them. You take them right out of the can. You see, because that's when they have their most vitamins. Once you start cooking them, you deplete their vitamins and the good parts of them. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, that's the truth. If you take them out of the can, drain them, and put them in your salads, they're terrific. Believe me when I tell you. But you have to use a little olive oil. Yeah, a little olive oil, not the other oils. Pure olive oil, very good. It really is. Now, those of you who don't like plain salads, you take a couple of grains of sugar and put it in your blender, mix it, and then put it on. Very good. Gives your salad a little sweet taste. If you like sweet, very good idea. So let's see. We got salads. We got lettuce. We got tomato. No, no. You know what? Come to think of it, a lot of people shouldn't eat tomatoes because of the seeds, unless you buy the seedless. Then, but they're very dear in price. So I wouldn't be too quick to buy tomatoes with seeds. I think seedless is better, healthier for you too. Okay, back we go. Lettuce, tomato, cucumber. Clean out the seeds. Slice down the middle. Clean out the seeds. Very good for you. Slice everything small, and then you don't need big chunks to eat. What you need is a little bit of everything on your spoon. So if you cut it very thin, very small, and you put it in your mouth, you get a burst of flavors. Everything that you put in your salad. The corn, the string beans, the cucumber, the tomato, the lettuce, marvelous. That little bit of olive oil on your salad, don't drain it in it because it takes away from the flavors of everything else. It really does. One of these days I'll go to the kitchen and I'll make a tape and show you. You just put a teaspoon or so in your salad, depending on the size of it. You don't need a whole heck of a lot. That's for sure. Now, the vinegar part. Oh, let me tell you something. For those of you who like balsamic vinegar, that's great. Really is. But I have to tell you, balsamic vinegar in a salad actually takes away from the taste of everything else. It really does. Now, if you use wine vinegar, just a little wine vinegar, it still leaves everything to taste the way it's supposed to. Oh, yes, it does. Please believe me, it does. A whole lot better than the balsamic in it. Like I said, but if you want balsamic vinegar, you might as well just sit and have teaspoons of it as far as I'm concerned because it kills the taste of everything else. Because that's all you taste is the balsamic vinegar. So it's ridiculous. Now, back at the ranch, we're talking dietary starting now for your summer. Let's say you have March, April, May, and you've got 3 months to lose about 30-35 pounds. Really. In the morning, you should have, you can have your eggs. Very good. Egg whites. And you know, for those of you who really don't like all egg whites, you could throw one yellow in. Put one yellow, three egg whites. Eggs are the one thing that's not that expensive. You can afford to buy a few dozen and do this because it's healthier for you. It's not a big ticket item like steak or roast beef or it's a small ticket item. You could get away with that. And with that, if you let me tell you a little secret. If you like matzo, great to have with your eggs in the morning. It gives the egg a crunch. Anyway, let's go back to the eggs. And let me tell you something, people who don't like to cook fresh every morning, do what I do. In the beginning of the week, I take a couple of hours just for cooking sometimes. I take my red peppers and my green peppers and slice them and dice them, and I mean dice them. I dice them and I cook them all in a tiny bit of olive oil, or I do it with a tiny bit of chicken broth. Oh, believe me, either one is terrific. Anyway, I cut them up, dice them, and cook them, and I put them in a small container so that when I want them or I want to add them to something, I can. They're already cooked. I don't have to worry about going out to the kitchen, turning on the stove, and starting all over again. I also do that with my mushrooms, which you have to buy a whole bunch of mushrooms, so see if you can get them on sale somewhere. But you dice them, cut them nice sizes, you put them in a pan with a teaspoon, I'm telling you, of teaspoon of olive oil, teaspoon of olive oil, and a tablespoon of butter for the whole 4 or 5 boxes that you're doing. Because the mushrooms have a lot of water in them and they deplete. But by the time you work it down in the pan and there's nothing left, you get the flavor of the oil and the butter. Absolutely magnificent. Now, I would say add salt to everything, but I wouldn't if you don't have to, because salt retains water. You feel like you were defeating your purpose. So, if you want to use salt, fine, but just a pinch. Don't get crazy with it, because it does retain water. Okay? Now, you if you have eggs in the morning, you can have them every morning if you like. And you add your peppers, you add your mushrooms. Oh, and onions. Onions, I do the same, believe it or not. I take my onions, I saute them. Oh, I cook a whole bunch. I put them in another little container. And they're done. So by the time I'm ready in the morning, I just flip out my containers, put in my onions, my peppers, my mushrooms, put them, let them heat in the pan, scramble up my eggs good, and throw it over. There were some mornings I actually get fussy, and I take my peppers and eggs and onions, and I take my eggs, I put them in, I have a very small blender, and I put them in there, mix them all up real quick, boom, boom, and till the eggs are fluffy, and then throw them in the pan, depending on what kind of a mood I'm in. Flavors galore in your eggs. I like a piece of matzo with breakfast, because matzo has a tendency to give you that crunch you're missing. And there are a lot of people who like a crunch. Otherwise, I would say have 2 slices of 40-calorie bread, no matter what kind, but 40 calories. Very good for you. Now, for lunch, if you just have your big salad, oh, and you can use, if you like cooked stuff in your salad, you can throw some of them mushrooms and peppers and onions that are cooked in your salad. See, I like most of mine raw, not cooked. But there are people who like them cooked, so you could do that instead of, you got it. Now for supper, you can also have salads. Oh, no, 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 you will not get tired of salads. Salads have this way of making a dish look wonderful and tasty. Now, my chicken, oh, I used to take it and fry it. Stupid, man. Oh, I used to do a lot of things with it, but I found a new thing. Oh, I did. I take my chicken and I buy chicken broth. Not the one with all of the salts in it. No. The 900, not sugar rather. Not that. Not the 9 number, but the 4 number, 400 and something. And I use that, and I boil. Believe it or not, I actually boil my chicken in there. Oh, I do. It's wonderful. I boil it till it's almost down to nothing. Yeah. And then I put a bunch of those pieces in the refrigerator. And they say swap whatever juice you have left, you put in with the chicken in your container. Oh, don't, I know you're looking at the screen saying she's nuts. I'm not. If you take the juice and put it in with the chicken in the container, it has a tendency to keep the chicken soft and moist, which is good, because then when you take it out at night to make your salad and cut it up, you can put it in and it's nice and moist and soft. If you like hot chicken, throw it in the microwave for a minute, whatever you're using, with a little bit of the juice, and that'll do it. But I don't. I just use the chicken. There are other nights, though, that I use the chicken, and once in a blue moon, I throw it in the microwave. That's how I'm able to tell you. I throw it in the microwave, make it a little warm for about 30-35 seconds, depending on your microwave. You, it makes it a little warm, then you have a little warm salad. But you still have to put in your Earl and your wine vinegar, but just a little with the chicken, because you have the chicken broth in it. Absolutely marvelous. Fantastic. Now, I have another hint for you. You know that chicken broth you bought? Now, if you really, really not that hungry for a salad in the afternoon, listen carefully. You take a little garlic, you throw it in with the chicken broth. Little bit. You go and get a can of that corn and a can of string beans, and you throw a half a can in and a half a can in the chicken broth, and you make yourself a little soup. Soup is really healthy for you. Believe it or not, it is. And homemade is better than the stores because not as many calories. It works. Honest to goodness, it works. These are just a few hints, maybe to give you a boost to start up, that bathing suit or those shorts you wear. Any one of those things. Yeah, any one of those things. Life is funny. Our bodies all react to different things. They Nobody's body reacts like somebody else's. No. And this is good because you could figure out in a week what works and what don't work for you because you're not eating anything that is that lethal. Really. Now, I would say twice a week you should eat what some people consider a regular meal. Hello, pick those 2 days. Really, pick those 2 days. And then see, I'm a chicken eater. I'm not a hamburger eater or a red meat eater, really. I'm strictly chicken. See, so for me, I would take, you know, the can of diced potatoes. Yeah. If you have a pan that goes on the top of the stove that fries and whatever, you know, but you don't necessarily have to put your, yeah. I stick a couple of pieces of chicken. Oh, and those chickens that I'm talking about, they're cut like chicken cutlets. Very easy to do. Very easy. Wash them good. Throw them in the soups, whatever. But for the dinners, I would say you could take chicken breast or chicken thighs, chicken legs, whatever it is that you like. I would take a couple. I would put them in a pan. I would throw in the diced potatoes. And now I would cut up some peppers and fresh onions and fresh things. I would throw them in. See, I have a black pan that goes on my stove. It's got a nice cover and it's got that vent thing on top. Yeah. So I don't even have to go in my oven. Not even in the summer. No. Don't have to do that. So that's always good. And you put it in and you put maybe 2 teaspoons of olive oil in it. That's about it. You can restrict yourself and still enjoy your meals. You can have fun. You can you can dream of things. But the things you shouldn't be dreaming of is ice cream, candy, sodas, Coke, those. These things. But you could have one soda. That's not bad as long as it's diet. And if you don't like diet, drink water, lots of water. I drink 9 bottles of water a day. These. 9. Hello. I drink 9 of these a day. Wonderful. Cleans out your kidneys, cleans out everything. Really does. And I take water pills. Can you imagine? But just for the record, I was thinking about summer, and I'll have to send somebody shopping today. And they have to pick up my lettuce and tomato and peppers and mushrooms and all those goodies because got to start. Hey, even I know better than to be an idiot. Gotta have corned beef tomorrow. So I will start Sunday morning for my summer how to look. So I expect to lose another 30 pounds. Excuse me. Another 30 pounds by maybe the end of June. Now that would be great for me. That really would. That would take me down to 230 pounds. I would love that. I really would. Anyway, love you all, and have a good day. Here's saying a Wiedersehen till we meet again from Grandma Chef. I love you.